Hey there, everybody. Greetings and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's Sunday night. We're going to be doing the second episode of my mini-series called My Favorite Drummers. And tonight we'll be featuring Jethro Tull's legendary drummer, Barriemore Barlow. Okay. So I want to make it clear right up front that this is not a definitive the best drummers of all time. In fact, I didn't choose these drummers based on who's the best and who isn't the best. I based them on my own personal favorites. Stuff that they've done that I've enjoyed, much of which brings them to be my favorite drummers. So I had about 10. I had narrowed it down to 10. And then I just chose the 5 that I wanted to do. Pretty much the top 4 were pretty much going to be on it. The last one, I kind of hemmed and hawed between them and a couple of others, but decided ultimately on Phil Collins in the number 5 spot because of my familiarity with him and the long amount of history that I have and multiple albums that I've listened to by him. So today, though, Barriemore Barlow, who is of the Jethro Tull fame, is the one we're going to be doing. So basically what I'm doing here is I will be talking about a little bit about Barriemore Barlow's history, about the quirkiness of Jethro Tull as well. Also be talking about his technical skills. Actually, I have my notes here. I'm just going to bring them up so that I don't miss anything. About who he played with, other than Jethro Tull as well. What I think is the most iconic part in his music. I've actually chosen something that was clear as a bell, which part was I going to do for the show, and what he's doing currently, So for those of you who don't know who Barriemore Barlow is, he is the drummer for, or was the drummer for, Jethro Tull, an exceptional musician, I think. He didn't start out with Jethro Tull, of course. He played originally with a band called Blades, which was the John Evan band. And coincidentally, John Evan and Ian Anderson were also in that band as well. So the three of them ended up in Tull. So they were 3/4 of Tull when he eventually joined them. The other band he went from when he left that band was All Jumping Kangaroo Band, which he was in briefly as well before he ended up joining Jethro Tull, replacing Clive Bunker, the original Tull drummer. So he is an exceptional drummer. I think he's one of the most underrated drummers. Has a huge amount of skill, especially technically. He's a fantastic drummer, creating very complex music, very complex different types of riffs and fills and stuff like that. Always pushing the envelope, basically. So for technical skills, that's what he is. He's a very technical but complex drummer who pushes the boundaries of the music. Oh, got a truck going by. Pretty loud one too, by the sounds of it. So in addition to playing with Jethro Tull, he also played with after he left Tull. And the reason, before we get too far ahead, the reason he left Jethro Tull primarily was because of the death of John Glasscock. This upset him to no end, and he left after the Stormwatch tour. So the album was out, the tour. He finished the tour, and then he left the band. A sad day for me because most of my favorite, in fact almost all of my favorite Jethro Tull band's albums come from him playing the drums, and he's just an exceptional individual. They're a bit quirky, Jethro Tull, because when they were doing one of their first tours of North America, there was a raid by the police in the concert, and they were afraid they were going to get arrested, so they all ran and hid. They escaped and hid. And Barrymore turned to Ian Anderson and said, "So can we expect this every night that we're playing?" And he says, "Only on Tuesdays and Thursdays." So you definitely got your Monty Python type kind of humor that they were known for, their stage antics and all. Now, I'm not 100% sure of this, but I believe there was a stagehand that used to do the Aqualung costume, but it might have been Barriemore Barlow as well. So if anybody knows that, can you let me know? I couldn't find any information on it today. So in addition to playing with Jethro Tull, which he did for about 9 years, from 71 to 80, yep. He also played on the Kerry Livgren debut album with Robert Plant, with Jimmy Page, with John Miles. He also played with Yngwie, sorry, I was trying to think of something else. Yngwie Malmsteen, he played on his debut as well. So he's well traveled. He's played quite a bit. There may be other stuff. In fact, if anybody knows of other stuff that I haven't initially said here, you can leave that in the comment section too, because I always looking for stuff to listen to by him. To me, his most iconic part was when they did the song Hunting Girl. So Hunting Girl is on this album, Jethro Tull's Songs from the Wood. I think it's the 4th track here. You'll see if I can find it there. Actually, yeah, it's the 4th track. It's a great album. So in the song, it's supposed to be kind of, I think it's more of like a medieval time period where it sounds like they're hunting foxes. And the drums, the guitar, and the bass all together make it sound like they're galloping through the woods. And the drums have a great effect on that. The bass is actually killer on that song. Absolutely killer. Anyways, to me, that's one of the types of iconic type of music that Barriemore Barlow played. Always pushing the envelope of the sound to any song. But I mean, Jethro Tull was like that in general, but he was definitely one of the better ones. Even some of his drum solos, if you go on the internet and put in Barriemore Barlow, you'll get a multitude of drum solos that he's done as well. Really, really good drummer. So what's he currently doing? So what he's currently doing is he's managing a band called the Repertoires. Now, he does have a studio in his home, so I'm assuming they do some work there as well. But yeah, so that's what he's doing currently now. I don't believe he's drumming with anybody or has drummed with anybody in recent years, but he's definitely one of those drummers that has a style that is distinctly his, and I actually love the guy. I think he's a fantastic drummer. So there you have it. So for episode 2, which is of my favorite drummers, it's Barriemore Barlow of Jethro Tull fame. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. So please like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Any comments about Barriemore Barlow or anything else that I've said on the show, you can do that in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified of this content when it comes out. And we will see you in 2 weeks for another episode 3. Next week will be Ben's album challenge. So it'll be episode 3 of my favorite drummers. And we will see you then. So take care and have a good one. Bye.